Yo, what is up? Guess who's on 6 o'clock today? Well, 6 1. Today is live. I said universal Q&A because we have the privilege in these live sessions, something different from the usual videos where I'm doing what I want to do and I show you. In these live Q&As, I get to speak individually to you, your individual questions. So you can be a Hindu, a Muslim, a Sikh, can be white, black, brown, green, and you have your own specific individual questions. We can talk about those things. That's it for today. Today will be just a half an hour video because we are filming a lot of things for the Holy Week, as they call it. Hi Manisha, hello, you guys have joined yesterday and day before, but let us make the most of it. So I would prefer and I would love for you to ask me questions that are completely, from the standpoint removed from Christian society. Like, how would you think, as someone who isn't grown and raised in the church, if you are grown and raised in the church, or not in church, I would today prefer to look at those questions. So yeah, please think of some questions. Think of God, Jesus, a spider web. My hair has become a spider web. May just neaten that. Okay. I just got a question from David. I saw. I have some questions. Yesterday, someone asked me on Facebook. I will answer that now. And hi, Bubbles Tea. What a cute name. Until you ask me those universal questions, what it means by that is it applies to, like, it can be from outside the church as well, right? These questions. And by the word. And these questions are really, really, really important. So I just want to answer one particular question first, which a girl from Assam asked me on Facebook, and I said I'll answer it in the live, and then I will answer the questions that you type. All right, so keep typing. I will get to those questions. Good evening, Amuel. Hey, what is this, guys? Bubbles Tea, you retracted your message. He or she asked, did you believe in God? Do you still believe in God? Yes, yes, I do. Yes, definitely, very much. Hi, Dad from Italy. How are you doing? Let me know how you're doing, how you and your brothers and sisters doing. Okay, so I got this question on Facebook saying, how do you use as a youth, as a young person? And I did answer this 2 videos ago, but I'll say it in a different way today. We have, if you're a youth, we have this privilege of a very, very fiery passion. We have a particular kind of drive and ambition and motivation that I think seems to me it kind of older. There is all the energy, all motivation is at its peak as a youth. And so the Bible says it is good for a young person to seek and to know the Lord. Why? Because you can get into the work that the Lord has for you right from the very. So I will say that as a young person, the main thing is you don't listen to how your peers, your friends are rubbishing faith, rubbishing things that you can't see. Go ahead for it and get your encouragement and strength from God Himself. As a young person, doggy barking. What's up, doggy? How do doggies strive to be like Jesus? I don't know. They're generally kind and loving. As a young person, being like Jesus, people, that is very difficult as opposed to when you get older. Not that I have experienced it, but based on what people have told me, when you're young, you really just throw that out of your head. So that is a very important aspect in this. You use your energy, your motivation, your drive, your ambition, you use it all into seeking the Lord, getting to know him, what is your purpose, and you dive into it with all the energy that you have. That's a great way to be like Jesus as a youth. And if you have more specific questions on this, you can ask me. So just for those who have joined now, I'm doing a universal Q&A, which is, it can be literally any question, especially from the perspective of different faiths around the world, or it can be even if you are a Christian, but you are critically you're critically thinking of your faith. So you're questioning, you're challenging your faith. Ask me those kind of questions. Oh wow, you're from California? I did not know that all this time. That is okay. I'm gonna get into the questions that y'all have been asking. David Jacob says, some of my questions in my mind. My question now is, where do you get these questions and make new answer videos? From you guys. The live chat is, especially the past few videos, it was full of intense questions. That's where I'm getting it from. It's from you guys. I know, hello, I know. Is getting divorced more, especially here in Kerala. For those of you who missed that question, Anu asks, I'm guessing where he lives in Kerala, arranged marriages are considered more godly than love marriages. So why are they having a higher divorce rate? In the marriages, right? There are parents who arrange marriages for their children, and there's people who set eyes on someone and marry them. Example of this is King David, who did it in a very ungodly way. But by the grace of God, the son that he had with Bathsheba, the son was Samuel, who wrote the book of Proverbs, who was the most wise person, who was a beloved child of God, result of a love marriage. Same person, arranged marriage. Saul, whom he worked for, gave his daughter in marriage to David, and this was his first wife. David loved her, and that worked out well for a long time. Say that an arranged marriage is more godly than a love marriage, and I will not say marriage is more godly than an arranged marriage. They both have their beauty and their place. So his question is, why are arranged marriages here getting divorced more? The exact situation in Kerala, but I am guessing if there is a high divorce rate, it must be to do with expectations. And from what I've heard, now I'm speaking with very little experience on this, from what I've heard of arranged marriages, it's quite quick. It's a very quick process, and the questions are all about how much money is the guy making, is the girl fair and beautiful, do they speak the same language, do they believe in God, what is the wealth status, what is the class status, and that is it. Jesse says, I'm breaking. Do I need to repeat something? What I was just saying is, I don't think godly marriages, I don't think love marriages or arranged marriages, that either are more godly. I know I asked a question, why is divorce rate more for arranged marriages in Kerala? Again, I do not know the exact situation in Kerala, but from what I've heard of arranged marriages, the questions asked are it's so superficial, it's so quick, it's like you fill in this list of, you fill in these boxes. Do you believe in God? Do you have money? Do you have a good job? If you're a guy, if you're a girl, are you fair? Are you of a good weight and height? Do you have a good education? Like, those are the things asked, and then bam, and they are married. And that's a little odd to me. In the Bible, where they have mentioned arranged marriages, it was a little deeper than that. It was based on character and family and reputation more than these superficial things. The danger with arranged marriages, if you're asking, does a person believe in God, you don't really, you can't really know just with the answer of yes and no, because a lot of people who think they believe in God, but everyone has such different beliefs, right? Especially now with how many people we are in the world. I've called this a universal Q&A because I know there's so many kinds of beliefs, and I want to get questions from all those different kinds of beliefs here. So again, if you're a Hindu or an atheist watching, or someone from a completely different faith than Christianity, or you're Christian but you don't, ask the questions, okay? What was I saying? Yeah, so you can't just say, hey, do you believe in God? Yes, okay, then I can marry you. It's not as simple as that. And if arranged marriages take place like that, disappointments are bound to happen. So I don't know exactly why. Like, each marriage would have a reason why it would go into a state of divorce. The reasons would be completely different, but I'm guessing that the process of arranged marriage, from what I've seen, is extremely superficial and not deep enough. If it were deep, then this divorce rate would not happen. Divorce is typically a case of expectations being broken, or people being a lot different from what they were thought to be. All right. Manisha asks, Yamaha F280 or Yamaha F310, which one is better? I'm sorry, I'm technically what you're talking about, and if it is, I'm not sure. Tell me if you're talking about a keyboard. All right. Amuel asks, is your name really Amuel? That's cool if it is. Do you know Paul Dinakaram? Yes, I know Paul Dinakaram. What about him? David asks, how do you record songs, in studio or home? I record it at my home presently. Initially, my dad was working in a studio, so we've done some videos there, but right now it's at home. Do you process it by using on your own using any software? Yes. I have been producing some of my songs, and of late my dad, it's getting a bit dark here. Just a minute, let me put on some lights. Did that help? Just a tad bit. Okay. Please make a video about how to record a song properly at home with the help of any software. Okay, this is going on, and I will do that. So I was talking about my studio setup. Yeah, you can ask me any kind of question. Bring mic to my laptop, and with this sound card, I got a software called Cubase, on which I can record stuff on YouTube. That is a very basic explanation of what I do. Can a girl marry someone who is younger to her? But I know quite a few couples where the wife was older, had a good relationship. I just personally think it is good for the guy, whether younger or older, to be mentally and emotionally and spiritually more mature than the woman, so that he can be a good leader of the home, as the man of the house, you know? So even if he's not physically older, it doesn't mean that he's not more mature than her. So if that is there, then I think it's totally cool. Whereas if the woman is more mature, I don't know, there can be some issues that come up. She might look down on him and not be able to take what he says as well. All those little issues that come up. But I do know a lot of couples where they've had successful relationships and the wife was older. At the same time, you know, you can have a husband who's older than you, but not more mature than you, right? They act like an absolute baby, and that's not cool. You know, so age goes a long way, but it's not everything. Age isn't everything. Okay, that is the I need more questions, you guys. Ask me, question yourself about God from a critical point of view. And while I wait for more questions, how about I sing something? Manisha asked me for Bless the Lord yesterday. I'm going to Bless the Lord or 10,000 Reasons, and join me if you know this song. Hit disconnect again. Bless the Lord, oh soul, oh soul. Worship His holy, sing like never before. Oh my soul, I worship Your holy name. Bless the Lord, bless the Lord, oh my soul, oh my soul. Worship His holy name. Sing like never before. Oh my soul, I worship Your holy name. Lord, I will worship Your holy name. I will worship Your holy name. Because that's a vague subject, and we just have. I have to go and do some recordings for Monday, Thursday, Good Friday, Easter, which is coming on my Haven Fellow, like 8 minutes more. Do you have questions on worship? Are you able to worship God? Are you able to connect with Him? Let me know. Anu V. Raju asks, what are the essential things needed in your vocals in Western songs, especially English? The only difference, Anu, I think, is the accent. The accent is the only difference between a Western song and an Eastern song. You need that Western accent, and that will come with a lot of practice. It'll come with a lot of listening to Western songs. Western songs also have a very different listening to all the Western songs that you can will help you in this. Apart from that, the singing is from the heart, comes out of your mouth. It's the same thing all over the world. Let me know. I'm gonna say Dal. I don't think it's Dal. Dal says, I love praise and worship with my acoustic guitar. Okay, so you didn't really ask a question, but I'm guessing your question is coming from this desire which you're not able to fulfill right now. So, I will tell you, if you love praising and worshiping God with your acoustic guitar and you're not able to fully do it because you need more practice, then Dal, please practice. Take the time, find time, even if you're really busy, find time in your day, even recommendations. Almost every worship song is super easy. When the Music Fades was one of my first worship songs that I learned. It is still one of the easiest songs to play. It's just like, since I have my guitar, let me just show you. It's just a D and an A and a G and an A. And you can go through the whole song like that. When the music fades, all stripped away, and I simply come. And this part, the strumming part, you can do it however, whatever level of advanced you are or beginner you are, you can do that however you're comfortable. It's just three chords, and I'm sure if you Google three chord worship songs, you'll find a ton. So why don't you start with that? Even if you are only able to do parts of songs, it's okay. You learn. I suggest learn through songs helps so much, and just learning chords and patterns and strummings. It's so much more satisfying to learn a song itself. Okay, what else questions you have, guys? This is the universal Q&A. It is never coming back again, and we have 4 minutes left. So ask me questions from different kinds of faith or critical questions. By that I mean a challenging perspective. Jesse asks, being a Christian in your country, what do you deal with? Wow, this video is disconnecting and connecting a lot, right? I hope that's not an extreme bother. Well, we deal with being a huge minority. By that I mean there are very few of us. And among the few Christians in India, most are Catholics. And among the few Protestants in India, everyone is a different denomination, so there are different kinds of beliefs. So obviously, people who are not Christians, they look at us and they're confused because each church has a completely different fire for God. And a lot of Christians who just don't care at all. There are a lot of Christians who are really naughty. Like I remember being in school, and in each class that I was in, there's like one or two Christians out of a group of 50 or so. Once my benchmate, he told me, if you observe, the naughtiest, most rebellious person in the class is a Christian. And I was so shocked, and it was sad. In my class, there was this guy. I was in a co-ed school for 2 years. There was this guy who was the most purposefully rebellious person, and he was a Christian. So there are all these different kinds of Christians. But in India, the advantage of being Christian is a lot of people are religious. So you have God not frowned upon. Um, there is a growing there's a growing disdain of God, but right now people are still very much with a heart for God, even though from different faiths. There are a lot of people who believe in God. It's just that they have different names for these gods. There are names for each and every single thing that they need. And so being a Christian in India is really complicated, but you can totally survive. There are some places in India where there's a lot of persecution for Christians. People are beaten and even killed, but those are in the rural areas, some rural areas. But where I live, there's like 10 churches on every street. So it's a strong community once you get into a community, but otherwise it can be very, very confusing. Okay. Simply SC says, keep doing what you're doing. To you, thank you so much for the encouragement. Manisha asks how to play bar chord. let me. So a bar chord is basically you bar the entire fretboard on your guitar like this, and see, this is E. You don't need to bar the chord E because it's already barred here. But when you go higher, you need to bar the chord. So this is an E with this finger. Now I personally can't play this entire thing. I can do it on some places of the guitar, but otherwise it is hard. It requires a lot of also. So what I do is I kind of cheat. I'll either play only these top strings, or I'll go from down like this and play only the bottom few strings. So that's a few seconds. I saw another question. Mm, Jalaj is reminding me of playful fright. I get the sense that you think, hey, I'm on your screen, I'm available. I'm a human being. Just because I'm on your screen, I'm not just available for what you want, okay? I'm just saying, in case, you think like that. Uh-uh. um, okay, hugs to Italy. Bye bye. Someone is saying bye from Italy. Hugs. Okay. Um, I'll answer this one question and then I will sing many oh many as Anu asks. And then we shall bid adieu for this evening. What is the question? Amrita asked, what are your thoughts on the current crisis? My thoughts are many oh many. On one hand, I think that a good thing is happening in that what is more valuable than anything else. In Revelations, it says that pigs and stuff was sent to for people to repent and remember God. So I think in that way, it's a good thing. Doggy, doggy, please, no, get out, bye, hush. On the other hand, I'm really sad for this dog is just barking and barking. On the other hand, I'm really sad for those who don't believe in God and who are losing their jobs and who are starving and who are dying, who are sick. My human empathy is like boom. So I have like mixed feelings about this whole thing. But I'm praying that the hand of God is on the world and He pulls His children towards Him and that they see His love. They see that He actually sent Jesus to die for them and it's real, it's all real, and He loves them so much. And that they would benefit so much from just accepting His love. Hello, Didraj. Hello, Rose. So Anu asks to sing many or many. Rose asked me to if I can do both. Yeah, I'm a total people pleaser. Many are your wonderful works. Many are your thoughts towards us. If I could declare or speak of them, Lord, they are more than we have numbered. Many are your wonderful works. Many are your thoughts towards us. If I would declare or sing of them, Lord, they are more than we have numbers. That was Many Oh Many, one of the songs that I composed based on a psalm. Thank you. Someone said that was beautiful. Thank you for that. Another original that I wrote. Yeah. I went more than half an hour, but it's alright. It's alright. How do I sing this? How do I just take a portion of this? So this song called Marvel, it's about the faith of the Roman centurion who said, Jesus, you don't even need to come to my house. You can stay right where you are and just say that my servant will be healed, and he will be healed even without you physically coming and touching him. And Jesus marveled. That's in the book of Matthew. I read that and I was like, wow, that's it. And I want to write a song about that. So I'll just sing a bit of it. You can see my whole song. I'll link it to this video. There's not much I say to shock you. Don't you know everything? But there's a way to stun you. I never knew. It's a particular kind of faith, and it says his faith was so unusual, so absurd, the kind that could never be learned. His faith was so unusual. Jesus Christ, the Son of God, he marveled, he marveled, he marveled. He turned around and asked his disciples, believe he hadn't seen better than his own chosen. He marveled. God, I know you created me, but I want a surprise. See, you gave me everything. You move mountains just for me. I'm not happy with mustard seeds. I wanna uproot, make you marvel, 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 you marvel. Turn around, tell all the angels in heaven you haven't seen the most in marvel. That's who I wanna be. I know you just sent a monetary message. Thank you. I feel like I just busked on the road and you dropped in some money into my guitar case. That's so sweet of you. Thank you so much. You told me you're a student, and so I really appreciate that. Oh my goodness, Rose too. Thank you so much. That is so sweet. You guys, if you didn't know, there's like a super chat thing where you can do what these little amazing people are doing. Drop some little cash, which they're doing, and I'm just finishing. Okay, I'm just finishing. Let me say bye. You guys, okay, thank you. Thanks for listening to these songs. And Rose, thank you for asking me to sing Marvel. It's been such a long time. I kind of forgot about that song. And thanks for sending your precious money in this time where things are getting tight. I really appreciate it. I would like to go live again tomorrow. I'm not sure. I don't see what else I can do because so I will update you. I'll put a post on YouTube telling you what's gonna happen in the evening. Keep an eye out for that. If I sometimes take a few minutes setting up, so keep 5-10 minute grace period if I am going live. And I will see you again. You can think of some more questions. Okay, bye guys. Blessed evening to you. That's my big finger.